Drapetomania. DJ Dark.
How everybody doing out there? We live with Drapetomania Radio. We're gonna talk about mental illnesses and diseases of the brain today. We have been told that bipolar, schizophrenia, all different depressions are basically illnesses, and they need to be looked at and looked into. Specifically, more so when a tragic situation happens, such as the shooting at the movie theater in Aurora, Colorado. I don't know the exact way to say it, but you know what I'm talking about, the Batman shooting and whatnot. They say the guy had some type of mental illnesses and he needed to get help and all these type of things. But when you look at the guy's background, he's in college, he's a grad student, he's pretty much a loner, and has his own place and car and things, and I don't know, he was about 27, 28, I don't know the exact age, but he was of age to be aware of his responsibility and what he should and should not do. So once we give those type of people the break on, maybe something was wrong with him in the brain for him to go lash out like that. Okay, this is when I say mental illnesses may be illnesses, but they're not diseases, and they're not something that could cause someone to do something that they don't want to do. So, I feel like people have choices and they make choices off of influence, and maybe the mental illness help you to, be a certain type of person, such as secluded, worrisome, angry, and all of those things. But when you look at this guy's history of going to a gun range out on a field, shooting, practicing, that's not no longer an illness that gives you the strength to wake up every morning and go shoot a gun and make sure that your skills are good. Mental illness to me is someone lashing out next to someone next to them who's close to them, and they may not have been able to control their actions. Even then, I can't give you a pass, because when you look at the people in the ghetto who are classically conditioned in a way that they don't have any hope. They come from an area where it's turmoil, where there's no jobs, the buildings are abandoned, their parents are probably on dope or not around. The people around them are drug dealers and people of danger. So the fear and all kinds of things could be at an all-time high in these people's minds. So when they shoot someone or kill another brother or do this or steal that, they're not quickly evaluated. And that's a problem to me, that it's not used in both ways. When all of these murders are happening in the neighborhood, we're not looking and saying, hey, these black people may have mental illnesses. And the black people themselves are not saying to themselves, maybe we have a mental illness because our condition. And when we can't do that, then I can't take that when it's a mass murder across America, shooting kids in schools and all these type of things, and give you the excuse that you were mentally ill. I believe that that's an scapegoat only used on one race, and really just on all mass shootings. It's not even about race. It's just when it's a mass shooting, then they look into it. But if I go out somewhere and do something crazy right now, and I'm not mentally ill, they'll say I'm mentally ill if I kill a lot of people randomly. And I think it takes a lot of courage to do that. It takes a lot of courage just to walk out your door, which most real mental ill people can't even do. It takes a lot of courage to get in your car and drive to a place and pick up a gun. It takes a lot of courage to put the bullets in the gun. It takes a lot of courage to pull that gun out and shoot innocent people, especially kids. So at that point, I don't think you're acting out on, I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, let's look at it on a smaller level. If you react to a spouse and you hit them, and you shouldn't have, I'm not going to call that mental illness. I'm going to call that you responding inappropriately and off of your actions and your anger or whatnot. And if mentally those people don't have it all and they'll cut your throat instead of just smack you, then maybe you can get that pass if it happened in your household. But I don't believe that we give these excuses to people and say, they are sick, so this is why they do this. If you know they're sick and you're seeing a doctor If you feel like they're able to do this, then those people should automatically be locked away into a psych ward. And there's no sympathy for it. Because I rather believe, in the sickness and get these people off the street and make sure every human being has to go through a mental evaluation so we can get rid of them than to let stuff happen and say, oh, it was because of this while the family is grieving. So, I'll say this in the end, that I believe that they don't evaluate all the murders in the hood and the ghettos as mental illnesses, because I believe black folks in the overall all are mentally ill due to slavery. I believe the conditions that slavery had, from castrating, from whippings, from all kinds of weird, crazy things they made these people do. It's not about race, but the urban cultured people were the preference of slaves. And I feel like they're all mental. I feel like we're all mentally ill due to that. We're functioning mentally ill people. And I think we need to really evaluate everyone that is in those ghettos and those bad areas and figure out if all of these mass murders in the ghetto is mentally ill, instead of just when somebody does something at Columbine or the theater or in Massachusetts or wherever. Let's really, and I think they don't want to look into that, because I think then they owe African Americans a lot of money for slavery. Reparations is not anything. I don't even want to hear that word. I just think they owe a lot of doctoring to the people and a lot of money and benefits to people, because they know they were the reason why these people are sick.
DJ Dark Mark.
With that being said, this is Drapetomania Radio. I'm over and I'm out.
Drapetomania.